Afternoon, everybody. Let's take a look at your headlines on this Monday afternoon. We'll have the very latest on that deadly plane crash that happened over the weekend in Baldwin County. Plus, church members. We caught up with some church members who were caught in Israel during the bombings. Also, we'll tell you about a rummage sale that you might want to attend to help animals in our community. Those stories and more on News 5 now.
Brought to you by Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Welcome to News 5 Now, everybody. I'm Devin Walsh. I'm so happy to be with you on this Monday afternoon. I hope you had a good weekend. We kind of had a mixed bag of weather, didn't we? We had sunshine, we had rain, it was cloudy for part of it, and of course, we lost that hour of sleep. So I hope that all of you are feeling okay. I don't know about you. It usually takes me about a week to get used to things, and it was kind of hard to get, well, not kind of, it was hard to get the kids up for school this morning. Losing that hour, and with it being dark in the morning now, it's kind of tricky. So I'm looking forward to a few months from now when it's a little bit lighter in the morning because it makes things easier for parents. All right, let's go ahead and get to our big stories at this hour. And this first one, we want you to mark your calendar for this Friday. And I know that all of you love a bargain. Well, the Mobile SPCA is holding its giant rummage sale this Friday and Saturday. They have been collecting items for the last 6 months. They have everything you could want. Clothing items, tools, home decor, lots of stuff for your pets. I'm trying to think, decorations, electronics, all kinds of stuff. They'll have it out of the warehouse and in the parking lot Friday and Saturday from 8 to 2. They are located at Ziegler Circle, which is 620 Ziegler Circle, which is just off Ziegler, pretty close to Schillinger. And all the money raised, and they do raise quite a bit, it goes back into the care of the dogs and cats in our community. Number 4. Several members of a Saraland church are sharing their stories after being trapped in Israel when the war began. The first strikes in Iran began last week, but those from Redemption Church in Saraland were able to get out. The senior pastor, he was there on the pilgrimage with his church members, and he had a message for the congregation yesterday calling on people to pray for peace and putting their faith in God no matter what. This group had to shelter inside a church when those bombs started happening. Number 3, a woman in South Mobile County is trying to get her life back together after losing her home in a fire. The home on Pioneer Road in Theodore is still standing, but it caught fire on February 10th. No one was at home, no one was hurt, but the fire, you can see, it gutted that house. Owner Teresa Pyle says she's lived in that home since 1982. She and her late husband started a family and raised 2 children there. The fire was so hot, it melted some of the glass on the front windows. The Fowl River Volunteer Fire Department responded to the blaze and described the home as a loss. She said she plans to rebuild. It's just going to take her some time. If you would like to help the family with some immediate expenses, they've set up a GoFundMe account, and we have a link to that in the Mobile County tab of WKRG.com. Number 2, a woman is in the Escambia County, Alabama jail charged with murder. 46-year-old Renata Seltzer was booked into jail Friday afternoon. She's charged in a homicide that happened Friday on McGugan Road. We don't have any other details. We're waiting for those details from the sheriff. And number 1, crews have started removing some of the wreckage from that plane that crashed in Baldwin County over the weekend. 2 men from Gulf Shores were killed after their plane crashed into Bon Secours Bay in about 6 feet of water. The names of those men have not been released. The plane crashed during heavy fog. No official word yet on what caused it, though. The NTSB is investigating, and Gulf Shores Police is assisting. They have gotten part of the aircraft out of the water as of this afternoon, but part of the aircraft is still underwater, and that's kind of an ordeal trying to get it removed so they can investigate exactly what may have caused that flight to go down. All right, everybody, now it is time for our question of the day, and this was inspired by a story we told you about the Brady Bunch becoming being listed as kind of a historic site out in California. And so we asked you, what pop culture hotspots have you visited? What pop culture hotspots have you visited? Let's see. Old Tucson Studios for the Tombstone set was memorable. Ditto for the Mr. Rogers neighborhood set in Pennsylvania, says Thomas. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the haunted house in Disneyland, Stonehenge, Hong Kong, Tokyo. Okay, let's see. I don't think that's what we're talking about, but all right. Woodstock Museum, Imagine Mosaic at Central Park, Beacon Theater, Troubadour, Greek Theater, Universal Amphitheater, Hollywood Bowl, Muscle Shoals Studio, Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah, so some of you have visited some, and some of you are just kind of talking about some of the places you've been. You know, I remember years ago, I was up near Chicago, and I drove past, kind of on accident, the Home Alone house. And I remember I thought that was so cool to see that house that I used to love, Home Alone 1 and 2, so much. So that's really the only one I can think of off the top of my head that I visited. Okay, now we want to hear from you and let you take part in our poll of the day. And we're just asking you this question. Is the book always better than the movie? Is the book always better than the movie? As you know, so many popular books have been adapted to become a movie, and people go, oh, the book was so much better. And so we want to know what you think about that. Also, if you want to participate in that question or the poll, you have until 5:30 tonight. That is when the next edition of News 5 Now airs, and that's when we will let you know how all of you voted, and we'll read some more of your comments. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me for News 5 Now. I am Devin Walsh. I'll see you back for WKRG News 5 at 5 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.